Hello everyone, welcome to another Grover Wheel review. Today we're going to be reviewing the 2003 Toyota Corolla. This is actually my wife's car. I think in this review we'll be detailing why we're getting her a new one and why it won't be another 2003 Corolla. A little bit about the car first. The 2003 Toyota Corolla was the second year for the Corolla. It was originally introduced in 2002 as a 2003 model. It was a replacement for the 8th generation Toyota Corolla. What they did for the 9th generation, this one, was fit a little bit reworked engine, generates 130 horsepower, most of which comes down to an increase in torque lower down. Peak horsepower didn't actually change too much. It feels relatively gutsy low down, but frankly, above about 4,000 RPM, it feels like not much happens. The rest of the car is taller than the 8th gen. You've got plenty of headroom. I'm about 5'10", and as you can see, there's plenty more to go if you want to go above 6 feet. However, there's really no reason to get into this car if you're above 6 feet. You're probably tall, which means you're probably successful in business, which means you can probably afford to get something better. Something that isn't gray. Everything about this car is gray. This particular model is a CE model, which Toyota wouldn't admit stands for crap edition. Driving dynamics, well, they're gray too. When you go into a corner, it feels like it's leaning over. If you go hard, it scrubs out. If you brake hard, this model doesn't have ABS, so you skid out. It's gray. Did I mention it was gray? The one thing I do like about this engine is it's pretty gutsy low down. Right off idle, there's a nice little blip of torque that makes you feel like something might be about to happen. But if you floor it, it just gets slower. It's gray. Everything feels gray. The exterior is gray too. Why don't you have a look at it? There's more gray. This is gray. It's all gray. Back to the interior. It's characterless, soulless, and have I mentioned gray? Everything is gray in here. This is gray. That's gray. This is gray over here. This is gray also as well. This is gray. This is gray. This is a different gray. This bit right there, yeah, it's gray. The only color in this entire interior comes from the red line on the tachometer, the red of the hazard warning light, and the red and blue of the temperature control. Everything else is gray. That's why I'm wearing this gray shirt. I thought I'd match the car a little bit. Steering is vague. As I'm going around corners, it kind of feels like the wheel isn't completely connected to the front. As I turn the steering wheel, I'm doing some steering. And that's about it. There's no feedback. There's no feeling of joy. The suspension is tall, which gives me great visibility in the city, but it doesn't give me much confidence in these corners. It's a relatively light car, which means around town, that low down torque and its low weight does produce a fairly nippy car, but the handling ruins it. It doesn't feel darty. It doesn't feel like it encourages you to carry any speed into the corners. This is a very Toyota thing. Most Toyotas I drive are capable of going around a corner at a quick-ish pace, but they don't reward you for it. If you drive a sportier car, you get the feeling when you go around a corner that it wants you to continue, that it wants you to go a little quicker, have a little bit more fun. Toyota doesn't want you to have fun. Toyota wants you to be safe. So even if it will let you go around the corner, it's going to sit there quietly coughing and going too quick. Really, if you had to sum up this car as a person, it would be a certified public accountant. His name's Bob. Bob doesn't really like fun. He's not a bad guy. He's a really reliable guy. He's always going to show up. He's always going to do your taxes. But Bob's probably not going to go out to dinner with you. Bob doesn't care much about food. Bob eats a lot of oatmeal. And that really sums up this car. It's a gray accountant. As a car, this is not a very good car. As a machine that takes you from one place and puts you in a different place, then it's perfect. As an A to B machine, as they say, this is perfect. It doesn't break. It's relatively cheap. In fact, you can go out and buy this exact car for about $3,000. But you're going to have no fun. You're going to get from A to B in a miserable, soulless, gray box. This car is 50 Shades of Gray. If you're not interested in quality, if you just want it to get you there, this car is perfect. So how can I summarize the 2003 Toyota Corolla? Well, if you're not a car person, it's the perfect car for you. It's a reliable way to get from A to B. If you are a car person, it's miserable. So I guess that's all I have to say for this, the 2003 Toyota Corolla. Signing off here for the Grover Wheel. If you liked this review, please rate, review it on YouTube's. Do the like thing. Maybe leave me a comment for what you want to see me review next. Yeah, it's still gray.